Okay, let's go.
If you're getting ready to grow your family and learning more about conception, then you want to get familiar with your ovulation. Ovulation varies for each of us as women, but luckily there are ways you can identify the signs and symptoms of ovulation. That way you're able to time your sex accordingly so you can increase your chances of getting pregnant. Even if you're not planning to start a family and you're just not yet ready, understanding your ovulation signs and symptoms can actually help you better understand your menstrual cycle. That way you are able to actually discover or be able to pinpoint any abnormal symptoms down the road. In fact, some women understand and track their ovulation patterns, and that has served as a natural way of contraception for them to avoid pregnancy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nkireze, aka Health Therapy by NK, board certified male lab scientist and a health coach. I make videos on PCOS, hormonal imbalance, insulin resistance, infertility, and your general well-being. So if knowing your signs of ovulation is a topic you're highly interested in, please keep watching. So ovulation in simple terms simply means egg release. When a woman releases an egg from the follicle, that is the follicle bursting open and releasing its content. This whole physiological process is actually controlled and maintained by a lot of hormones in respect to FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, LH, luteinizing hormone, progesterone, and estrogen. So all of the symptoms and signs you're going to experience boils down to how these hormones work. Remember, this video is about signs and symptoms. Number one is changes in cervical mucus secretion. Now, this whole changes in cervical mucus secretion could be very tricky. Towards your ovulation day, we're expecting to have a transparent, stretchy, drawing-like cervical mucus secretion. Sometimes the smell is highly inviting, and you will notice that it has that transparency. That is actually referred to as the egg white discharge that accompanies ovulation. This happens as a result of the surge that happens in estrogen prior to your ovulation. So like I said earlier, it's about your hormones, and what is helping these hormones is no other thing than what your system is working with, like the nutrient factor, how the control center is working. It's a whole lot. Secondly, it's you understanding and knowing your cycle length, not the number of days you shed blood as a woman. Your cycle length. Some of us, we make that mistake a lot. When asked what is our cycle length, we say it's 5 days. No, cycle length could be 21 to 35 days. That is considered normal cycle length. When it's outside of this range, it's considered to be abnormal. So how do you know your ovulation day? Assuming your cycle length is 29 days, all you have to do is just do 29 minus the big factor 14, and there you have it. So it's going to help you actually know when you are expecting that egg release to happen for you. Note, the egg release happens if you as a woman have actually laid egg, a matured egg. But if you're dealing with immature egg issues, like in cases of polycystic ovarian syndrome, other ovulation dysfunction, you might begin to have challenges releasing an egg. But that is not what this video is all about. So thirdly, is you're going to experience libido surge. Increased libido, that is increased sex urge. You want to have intimacy and all of it. It still boils down to, yes, this egg got released, we need it to get fertilized. All right. The fourth factor is one-sided pain. You notice that you're experiencing either pain on the left side or on the right side. That is simply telling you that the egg is about to rupture. And sometimes you can have that pain because of the cracking processes that is involved. All right. So that is to tell you that it's not a small thing that is happening inside. We're all discussing it and it's looking so simple. The body is going through a lot of physiological process to make this happen. So experiencing this pain is not a must for everybody. Just like your cervical mucus changes is not a must for everybody. Some women can experience increased quantity in their cervical mucus secretion, and some women will not. And sometimes it does not necessarily mean that that woman have not ovulated. I have this analogy. It's called cervical mucus for a reason. If you don't see it dripping on your pant, it doesn't mean that it's not in the cervix, okay? But if you have it dripping on your pant, it means that you had excess that stayed in the cervix and it had to go out through the vagina too. This cervical mucus secretion, sometimes it varies. Assuming you are a woman in your 20s, it's not the same amount that a woman in her 30s, in her 40s, in her 50s will secrete. So it varies, all right? So the next symptom you could be looking at for is breast tenderness, breast soreness. It's not a must. The breast tenderness and the breast soreness is not a must, but some women experience it. So when you see that happening towards your ovulation, then note you're supposed to be looking out for these signs and symptoms towards your ovulation day, not in every phase of your cycle length, okay? So when you see ovulation symptoms like the breast tenderness, the breast soreness, don't worry. It's a sign that yes, your body is getting ready to get that egg out, all right? So next is increased basal body temperature. This increased basal body temperature is referred to as your resting temperature. Like, for example, how to actually get the accurate measurement is before you go to sleep, take a measurement of your body temperature. Then when you wake up from your sleep, before you go your day-to-day activity, quickly check. In fact, as you're sitting right on the bed, go ahead and check. You're supposed to just notice maybe like 1 degrees Fahrenheit increase or less than that. Shouldn't be something that is over, otherwise something else has started happening. All right, so that basal body temperature surge is actually telling you that the egg has actually released and now progesterone has come on board. Progesterone tends to prepare the uterine lining to actually get ready to implant that egg. Note, it seems as if this basal body temperature is one sure sign that backs up, yes, that the egg has released and the progesterone has come on board to actually take over this journey. So finally is a positive ovulation test. This is usually done with your urine or with your blood. So, but it's easier for women to do with their urine right from the comfort of their home. So you test to see if the luteinizing hormone has started increasing. Note, before you can conclude that yes, ovulation has happened, the control line and the test line, watch out for these two. It should be closely matching each other in intensity. All right, so that way you're able to say yes, ovulation has happened. And when you get that matching color, for you to confirm that yes, ovulation has happened, the next text should actually be getting faint again. That test line and the control line, the difference should be clear between the test and the control. The test should be getting less faint. It shouldn't be matching the control line intensity. Does this make sense now? All right, so some people go ahead to back it up with doing transvaginal ultrasound test to see if actually that egg got ruptured from the follicle. All right, so that is an awesome thing to do too. If you can afford it, go ahead, do it. Then next is you can actually do progesterone test too. That way you're able to see if the progesterone peaked, if it's rising in response to yes, ovulation has happened, and yes, we have that egg highly released. For some women that are even trying to get pregnant, that is even one of the ways you can actually check if fertilization has happened and implantation is going on without you first missing your period. Go ahead, like and share this video. I appreciate all my returning viewers. You've been amazing. You have been the reason why I'm doing this. And if you're not part of the community, please feel free and click the subscribe button where I share insightful tips and ways you can actually take care of your health and be out of sicknesses, taking charge of your metabolic health, being in charge of your wellness, being in charge of your hormonal health, and thriving generally in your health. That is my awesome wish for you, because he wish above all things, the word of God, that we prosper and be in good health, even as our soul prosperates.